Alright, Fide Master Raheem Glaves here again, and today we will be going over one of my games where I played with a 99% accuracy. Now, if you're playing your games and you're actually up and down in terms of accuracy, example, let's say that you thought you played like a brilliant game, but when you checked it, you're seeing where Stockfish is saying, had like 5 blunders, 6 inaccuracies, 10 mistakes. Yeah, this game would actually show you like my thought process on how I'm actually thinking to come up with my moves. So stay tuned. So here we actually have e4 from me, e6 from my opponent. So it goes for like this French and I play the advance. This is simply me pushing past. We have c5, one of the main bricks, c3, knight e7, knight f3, and now he plays knight f5. Now, knight e7, it is one of the main moves. More common is also knight c6 and queen to b6. But here he plays knight to f5 and he's actually just putting pressure on the d4 pawn right away. I took the time out right now to play bishop to d3, just simply adding pressure to f5. And he took on d4. Now, as you can see to the right side of our screen, that it is completely fine for the black pieces, but these moves from a human's perspective it might get difficult to play for the black pieces. So here I played this intermezzo before recapturing. I took this time out to take this knight on f5, pawn takes, and then I took this pawn on d4. Now what this does, it simply gives black two targets or two weaknesses per se for white to attack. So I simply took back with my knight, keeping this file open. Now what this means is that long term, the more this game goes on, it's going to be more and more difficult for the black side to actually defend his structure. We now have knight to c6. So all I'm doing is I won't change the structure. I won't make any captures which will actually fix the pawn structure. I'm simply going to keep the pieces on the board and play around it. So now we have pawn to f4, just simply protecting the pawn on e5. And here, commonly in the French, this bishop doesn't really have much places to go. He calmly tucks it on e6. Now this bishop for me, it's just not really doing anything. It's basically turning the bishop into a pawn. So it's very passive. I just simply continued with castles. Now we have bishop to e7. In the game, I was expecting bishop to c5. I would still play bishop to e3, but he went bishop to e7. Still an okay move. I went bishop to e3. And he castled. Now, it's the same thing I was telling you guys earlier. Now, because he has like these permanent weaknesses, the longer the game goes on, it's going to benefit me, the white pieces. So I simply played this waiting move, king to h1, and it also tucks the king to safety. You actually want to get off this diagonal when you can, just to avoid any tactics if black has anything sneaky up his sleeve. I'm going to also finish my development, so let's go. We have now rook to c8. Knight to d2, and now we place a6. Now in the French, two of the main bricks are normally c5 and f6. Now he already got in c5 and he's not able to play f6 currently because of the bishop on e6. So black is really struggling to come up with a plan right now. So he goes for this move, pawn to a6, showing that he might try to break on the queen side with moves like b5 and b4, or simply swinging his knight firmly planted on c4 when this pawn is on b5. So to stop any b5 ideas, I just played pawn to a4, trying to take some more space. We now have knight to a5 and bishop back to f2. Now remember, I don't want to be playing passively in my games, so I was about to play knight to f3, but this move knight to c4 was very annoying and I didn't want to put my bishop back on c1. Again, super passive. So I took the time out to actually move my bishop back to f2. Waiting for knight to c4, and I played this move now, queen to c2, simply protecting my pawn on b2 and applying pressure to the pawn on f5. Now, but again, he has the bad structure, so I want to trade pieces around it. I don't want to make any trades that actually help him to fix his pawn structure. That's not in our benefit. So let's continue. Queen to c2, takes. And as you're looking at the eval over here, it's kind of slightly ticking into white's favor the more this goes on. And that's simply because, as I was saying earlier, the longer the game goes on, the more obvious his weaknesses are going to become to attack. He basically connected his rooks. I now took the time out to fix the pawn structure on the queen side, again just stopping any sort of counterplay on that side. And now we have rook to c4, queen to d3, applying pressure. And the second thing you guys need to understand with weaknesses is that you need to find a way how you can actually maximize the attack on it. So we now have black trying to play as actively as possible, bringing his last rook into the game. And now I took this time to find this move, pawn to g4. Now this is saying that this is 0.6 for black, and this is why I'm telling you that, especially when you're creating this from the opposing side, it could be very dangerous. Now this engine, I'm gonna like just play it out and then delete it. Let's say he goes like pawn to g6. He's gonna have to damage his pawn structure some more. And what you're gonna realize is that, again, more and more that this game continues, it's just gonna get weaker and weaker. You could see like later pressure of me, taking control of the g file or just putting pressure on these two pawns later down. Yeah, g6 is still a fight, but still better for the white side. But in the game, though, this man made like a huge blunder, and that normally happens when you're under pressure. He basically took on d4, and even though that I'm reviewing this, I'm still trying to understand why. I simply took back. I'm assuming that he wanted to sacrifice the exchange, as he thought that he could have actually taken on g4 here and missed this move, pawn to f5. I'm wondering if he basically missed the fact that the rook would still support the pawn push of f5, but he actually took on g4, and this is where the game basically went south. I played f5, bishop to c5, and yeah, the rest of the game I could basically just speed through. He blundered his rook on c8, and yeah, I have a clip for that where I could actually show you of how this game concluded. But just remember, guys, in the opening, the small inaccuracies that you make, it could actually damage your game long term. So you have to be very careful of this and try to play as solidly as possible.